much to all our parade participants. All of you are part of Highlander history. All of you are amazing. Let's hear it again, Highlander Nation, for all of our homecoming parade participants. Once again, Highlander Nation and our guests from the St. West Hornets, we're happy to share with all of you some of our Highlander pride. Thank you for joining us tonight, and once again, we want to recognize every single one of our participants. Let's hear them one more time. McLane JROTC. The drum line, and Highlander marching band, the McLane Highlander cheerleaders, the Highlander classes of 1974, 1976, 1981, 1982, 1990, 1992, and 1993. Let's also hear it for the Art Club, Club Coco, CSF, FPLA, the Hiking Club, the Long Dance Club, K-Pop, HOSA, the Key Club, Los Montañeses, US Bank, and of course, we've got our freshman class of 2027, the sophomore class of 2026, the junior class of 2025, and finally, the graduating senior class of 2024. We are Highlanders! Begins to wind down as the final participants make their way around the final lane, the final stretch here at McLane Stadium. Stay with us, Highlander Nation, and once the parade is over, we will have homecoming kicks performed by the junior and senior classes. Those are coming up in just a few minutes, so stick around.
I got plex in the mail peak season. Shout out to my UPS workers, making sure I receive. You can do it too, believe. I've been a author, sexing up. And I can put you in.
This CMAC Sports broadcast is brought to you by the following sponsors. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, I want you guys, I just want to get a glimpse at it.
Okay. Pageantry abounds on homecoming evening 2023 here at McLane Stadium in Central Fresno. Captains are meeting at midfield, and we're ready for some high school football here on CMAC. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Taylor, and joined once again by the coach, Fred Clark. And Fred, McLane High, Sanger West High. This could be quite a battle tonight.
Should be a fun game tonight. The Highlanders, this could be their best team in over a generation. Sanger West, second season playing, and they won a few games this year, and they play hard from the start to the finish. We should have a fun game tonight. It's going to be a hitting football game.
Indeed. A very interesting game indeed. Sanger West in their third season of playing football. They come in with their second season playing football. They come in with a 3-3 record. They're 2-1 in the North Yosemite League. McLane High, they have won 4 of their last 5 games. 4-2 overall, 2-1 in the North Yosemite League. And we check down on the field for the word. Sanger West has won the toss. They will defer until the second half. So the McLane Highlanders have won the toss, and they're going to receive, and they will be defending the west goal here in McLane Stadium. Glad you're with us on CMAC. Should be another terrific high school football game, North Yosemite League action. And as we said, it is homecoming night. Both schools have their bands here, and this should be a fun evening as everybody is standing all around McLane Stadium as we prepare as the color guard comes out onto the field. And the McLane Highlander Marching Band is at midfield across the way from us with our national anthem. The McLane Highlander Marching Band with our national anthem from McLane Stadium tonight. Highlanders, the home team, will be in black. The visiting Sanger West Hornets will be in white. And one of the key questions coming in, Fred, we've got some interesting quarterback storylines in tonight's game, both for the visitors, Sanger West, and the home team, McLane. Sanger West with a new quarterback tonight.
Yeah, Brendan Hall, number 7. He was transferred from Roosevelt, and this will be his second game of eligibility. He came in at halftime against Torres from Madera last week, and even though the Hornets got handled, they moved the ball pretty well the second half without Brendan Hall at quarterback. And unlike the Sanger Apaches, the Hornets play more of a wide open spread style of offense. Last year they didn't win a game. They were 0-10. This year they've already put together 3 wins, and this is a team in typical Sanger type tradition. They will play hard the whole game.
Indeed, McLane comes in having won 4 of their last 5 games. And the question is going to be, who will start at quarterback? We've been having some good-natured fun with some of the Highlander assistant coaches who've been very tight-lipped and insist that they really don't know. That's up to the head coach, Andrew Pancotti. But Noah Zamora has been very impressive in practice this week. Jaden Turner also, nice passing arm. We saw him last year. And we'll find out very shortly because they're about to receive the kick, and then we'll find out who has received the nod as the starting quarterback tonight for the Highlanders.
Well, the Highlanders have been playing it close to the vest. We will see what they come up with. The Highlanders do not have good numbers. They have a lot of talent. This is the best McLane team, as we said earlier, in a generation. I'm going to give a few props to the band. It's also McLean's best band in a generation. They went a number of years without fielding a band. They have about 60 in uniform. It's good to see.
Well, it's always it makes for a great atmosphere at a high school football game. The marching bands and great cheer squads. And both schools have brought their bands. McLean's band outfitted. Sanger West in blue T-shirts down below us. But certainly a group having a lot of fun.
Yeah, Sanger West has got a lot more of a start than most of your teams do playing in the second year. They've got a good crowd over here, and bringing that Sanger tradition is good to have two teams like that in one small town.
And we are underway from McLean Stadium. Highlanders fielding the kick. And they will start their offensive possession at about the 30-yard line. Demetrius Simon bringing the kickoff back. And let's see who is going to be coming off the bench to play the quarterback spot. Highlanders like to run the spread. Space out the offensive line a little bit. And Jaden Turner is the player who comes out as the starting quarterback tonight. And we've got a whistle and a pause in play. And they are sending one of the Highlanders, TJ McMillan III, off. And
looks like he has a twisted pad in his pants.
So the game is underway. They started off with a run, and that run loses about a yard and a half.
That was Castaneda. Figured we'd see the ball in his hands quite a bit, and McMillan is back in after his equipment malfunction. McMillan's also talented and has a lot of speed. They'd like to get him out in space a little bit and really challenge the Hornets' defensive backfield.
Turner brings his teammates up to the line of scrimmage. Low snap, firing high and over the intended receiver. That was Demetrius Simon. Ball zipping through his fingers.
Good job there by the Hornets linebacking crew moving over. It doesn't look like they were fooled at all by this.
So brings up third down and 11.
"82 degrees at kickoff, Dan, and no wind whatsoever."
Enjoy it while you can. It might be the last week of that. Fall will definitely be upon us next week when we've got a pair of games back-to-back on a Thursday and a Friday night. That'll be a first for us here on CMAC. Quick out. Looks like he picked up 3 or 4 yards, but far short of what he needed for a first down. And the Highlanders come up now with a 4th and long.
The Hornets did a good job rallying to the ball. It was a good setup by McLane. It looked like it might go for a few yards, and the Hornets closed it quickly.
Yeah, the Highlanders, one of those teams that does not tend to punt it away, as they've still got the offensive unit out there on 4th and 5. Now Turner drops about 5 more yards deep. And indeed, he's on a rollout looking for a receiver. Has a man, and as it falls incomplete, But that's a challenging call to go for it on 4th down from the 30-yard line, because you just gave the ball to Sanger West in prime field position.
Well, the one positive thing is they won't have a long, drawn-out drive if they do score. I thought he did have plenty of time to punt the ball away, but obviously, Dan, the ball was not going to be punted.
The Hornets take over from the Highlander 35.
Sanger West with the football. Brendan Hall making his first start. We've got a whistle pausing play. Don't know what that's all about. Now the officials are going to let him go. Hall in the pocket, rifles a pass just off the hand of his intended receiver, Aiden Rodriguez.
The ball was right on the spot. Should have been bought in.
Well, what we see from him in his very first play as the starting quarterback is gets a little zip on the ball, to say the least.
A well-thrown pass.
Hornets working from the spread. You see the big gaps in the offensive front. Quick out, caught. Receiver ridden out of bounds. Gain of about 5 yards.
That was Rodriguez again, and just turned around, waited. The pass was right there. Nice play by the Hornets.
So it's 3rd down and 5. Big defensive play for the Highlanders here. Delayed run up the middle, very close, and looks as though he does have the first down. Looks like that was Gamez.
Gamez was patient, waited for his blocks to develop, took what they gave him.
So a big first down for the Hornets as they move the football to about the 22-yard line of the Highlanders. 1st and 10. Gamez the lone back alongside the quarterback. He's going to take it. Looking for a seam. And he finds a seam and then uses his skills to get a few more on top of it.
Skills and a little bit of power, very patient run.
Ball just shy of the 20-yard line. 2nd down. Here's another look at it. Live action. They're going to keep it on the ground. Gamez continues to pound it. But he's across the 15 and down to about the 13-yard line.
3rd short yardage. I like what we see out of Gamez so far. It lowers those pads.
So once again, Highlanders facing 3rd down, a critical 3rd down for them as the football is at probably the 12-yard line, 13-yard line. They need about 1.5 yards for the first down.
Go get him.
Hall spinning. Now he's got pursuit, but he's got a wide open left side of the field, and he is driven down inside the 10-yard line, and he's got a first down.
Hall did a good job, followed his blocks. Highlanders overshot him a little bit and didn't have anybody coming up to stop him.
Well, he showed
Good
some
move
real
by Hall.
quickness, being able to reverse directions. Notice that everything was bottled up going to the right and came back to the left for a big first down. Ball's at the 8-yard line. Give going. And it's a touchdown just like that.
That was the number we don't have on here. Number 25 just shot inside, broke a couple of tackles, scooted in, and we have a 6-0 lead for the Hornets. Made it look easy, Dan.
An 8-yard run. And here we thought we would see The Hornets put the ball up in the air a bunch, but actually they have managed to run very effectively. And before the snap, we had a whistle.
Penalty mark on the field.
Then McLane, offsides.
You got to kick it again.
And there you heard the word.
Yeah, with that half the distance, you know, you might have half a thought to go for it here.
Spoken like a former special teams coach, known to be a little bit aggressive in his time.
Well, they do have an excellent kicking game.
Nolan Castro. And the kick is no good.
Okay, and
Swung to the left.
about this excellent kicking game we were talking about, there was a glitch.
You didn't tell him your middle name is Jinx, did you?
I'll let him guess.
So Sanger West effective on the ground as they managed to take advantage of some terrific field position. A very big gamble taken by the Highlanders on that 4th down at their own 30-yard line. Pass falling incomplete. Handed it right back to Sanger West and with a nice pass play and then a series of runs. They're in the end zone and up on the scoreboard. Sanger West on top of McLane 6-0. Newhouse and Simon the deep end, but they're not going to get this one. It's going to one of the up men who slips on the turf. That was Mendibles, Ezekiel Mendibles.
That was Ezekiel, and I'm going to have to correct you, Dan. That's Mendibles.
Yes, you're right. It is. Thank you. Ezekiel Mendibles, as you saw, slipped on the turf, knee going down, and that puts him down at the 33-yard line.
We'll see this a lot on the McLane Stadium turf, is even though it's dry, that's still an artificial surface, and it gets pretty slick down there. Pretty hard to cut on.
Jaden Turner, the young quarterback for the Highlanders, calling signals. And they're going to keep it on the ground on their first play. And a terrific gain of about 8 yards right off the bat.
That was a good surge by the Highlanders' offensive line. They missed out on that with their first possession. That was, they charged right off the ball. I kind of got the impression that the Hornets came to play a little bit sooner than the Highlanders did. I was down on the field before the game, and they really came out focused. They were really pushing hard in the warm-ups, and McLane seemed to be a little bit more lackadaisical than usual.
2nd down and 2 for the Highlanders. Hornets showing blitz. 1st down. Terrific run there by Desir Newhouse. Found that seam on the left side, and McLane has their first down of the night.
Newhouse has some wheels on him.
So that's a McLane Highlanders.
But what was interesting, Fred, is they let that play develop. He didn't try to punch it through the gap right off the bat. He kind of held back for a step or two and then saw the opening, and away he went.
I like that.
1st down from the 47-yard line. Going for a deep ball. He's got a receiver with room, but he couldn't get over. You had a perplexed look on your face. Were you expecting the receiver to angle over under the football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like he held up a little bit. Maybe he lost sight of the ball. I don't know. I was confused.
Demetrius Simon, the intended receiver. So 2nd down and 10. Ball rests at the 47-yard line of the Highlanders. McLane already trailing in this ball game, 6-0. And the ball's on the ground, and Turner has no alternative but to just fall on it. And that's going to be a big loss of about 5 yards now.
Yeah, Turner did a good job just falling on the football. That could have been a disaster. Looked like his second, he thought about, oh yeah, he just fell right on it. Good move. Oh, real quickly, all our officials tonight. The referee is Justin Tessero. The umpire is Rennell Matthews. Headlinesman is Jeffrey Schaefer. The line judge is John Stevens. The back judge is Terry Ward. A 5-man crew tonight.
Big play for the Highlanders. 3rd down and 15. They've got to get to the Sanger West 43-yard line. Quarterback scrambling, and he has no alternative but to just throw the football away. I don't think he got out of the tackle box on that one, Fred.
Well, I don't think he got out of the box either, but it looked like the ball slipped out of his hands. And well, they're going to discuss this. We'll see if they throw a delayed flag on that.
You've certainly got some of the Sanger West coaches that are questioning the call, but the officials are going to call it simply an incomplete pass. Let's take another look at it. Yeah, you see he looked to me as though he just heaved it to get rid of it and avoid the sack.
There wasn't a Highlander within 30 yards of that.
4th and 15.
Eligible one.
4th and 15. And once again, we see Turner step well back, and he's going to punt this football away. It's a very high punt, bouncing at the 30-yard line and down, or rolls out of bounds actually, at about the 22.
Well, the Hornets start out a lot further from the goalpost than they did on the first drive.
Well, second series, and the Highlanders unable to turn it into anything productive. This time, instead of gambling, they punt the football away. And looking now at a 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line of the Sanger West Hornets. 6-0 Sanger West here early in the first quarter. Glad you're with us here on CMAC. Continuing coverage of high school football. Brendan Hall is going to put it up in the air. He's got a man wide open. Actually, and he breaks a tackle. Down the sideline he goes across the 40-yard line. What a big gainer. As it looked like the Highlanders had him bottled up.
It also looked like the Highlanders were going for the pick on that. It was real close to happening. It didn't, and then you got to make the tackle after something like this.
So big first down now for Sanger West at the 42-yard line. Hall looks for a receiver, has one wide open on a little bubble screen. He is brought down for what looks to be a 2-yard loss back to the 40-yard line.
That was a good tackle by Castaneda that prevented that from being a big gainer.
That'll bring up 2nd down, and what are they going to say? Simply a no-gainer, I guess.
That's what I'd call it. I was just waiting with bated breath to see how long you were going to call that.
Is that what you call that breath? Okay. Hall going to the air again, loops the pass over the defender, and they pick up about 6 yards on the play. As Samuel Lopez hauls it in.
So far, I like Hall's poise back there. The Highlanders put the heat, found his open man. Didn't panic at all.
Big 3rd down play for Sanger West. They've got to get across midfield, actually past the 48-yard line, and official whistling time And he is gesturing up here to the press box about music being played and telling them that they're not able to do that.
I'm going to clarify that after this play.
Good, good. Hall with the give. Highlanders bring the ball carrier down. If he got anything, he may have picked up a yard, but that's going to bring up 4th down and at least 4.
That was Malachi Young, and he didn't have much to work with. That loud noise that we heard, I noticed during the JV game when I was down on the field, that is a can sound of a Highlander bagpipe and drum, and it is really loud. They can't be playing that when the game is going on.
4th down, looking to go to the air, and he is brought down for a huge loss of about 15 yards.
Okay, let's bring some special teams acumen into this. I don't have a problem going for it right then. Did not seem to be the time. And if you can do anything like that, it's less than 5 yards to go. Go on a long count. See if you can make them jump. If you don't make them jump, take the 5-yard penalty, kick it again.
So big play and a big turnover here as McLane has their best field position of the young night thus far. 2:46 remaining. First quarter of play here. 6-0 Sanger West on top, but McLane takes over on downs at the 37-yard line. Give goes to Simon. That he might have picked up a yard at most.
Covered a lot of space for a short gain.
They give him credit for a yard, brings up 2nd down and 9 from the Sanger West 37. Now they'll say it's at the 36-yard line. If they had half-yard lines, it might be on it, but we don't have them, so we're not going to say that.
We most certainly do not.
I'm just trying to keep your blood pressure in check there.
It's staying low.
Turner going to go to the air. Blitz. Overthrows his receiver, and it's picked off. Intercepted. George Cardenas comes up with the interception for Sanger West, as that ball was thrown high and tipped right into the arms of Cardenas, and a golden opportunity thwarted.
Sanger West takes over from their own 25.
Well, that ball was tipped. He just kept his eye on it, didn't get too excited. Good field position for the Hornets.
Nose of the football at the Sanger West 45-yard line. Give goes to the big back, Gamez.
Handoff is to Elpidio Gamez. It hosts the Highlanders.
Generous spot will put it right back at the line of scrimmage.
It's doubles.
7 out.
Motion 25.
Give goes again to the young back whose name we do not have on our roster.
I'll try and find that out at halftime.
Handoff is to number 25.
They're going to give him credit for about 4 yards on that carry. Bring up 3rd and 6
Third down.
at the 48-yard line.
Hey, it's doubles. Hey, check it. Trips.
He evades the blitz, but trips, goes down, and he is down at the 45-yard line, the original line of scrimmage.
You know, Hall just about got away with that one. The Highlanders had 3 guys just went right over the top of them. They were bringing the heat again.
They dialed up the right call, though. that blitz forced him out of his comfort zone, and ultimately he tripped, went down at the 45, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, he just got an arm on him enough to knock him off balance.
And Sanger West. Now the question is it the end of the quarter, or did Sanger West take a timeout?
End of the quarter.
It is the end of the quarter. So 1 quarter of play in the books, and it's a 6-0 Sanger West advantage. The teams will huddle up around their respective coaches, and you expect changes in strategy come the second quarter.
Well, McLane, it's only an opinion here. McLane does not play like they expected a really tough game. When I saw them earlier in the year in a losing effort against a very good Torres team, they played with a lot more intensity. And I think because they handled Sanger West rather easily last season, and they're still a younger team, I think they were figuring they were going to have a little bit easier game than this. As McLane, they're a physical football team. These guys spend a lot of time in the weight room, and I think they were figuring that they would be able to impose their will on the Hornets, and it hasn't happened yet.
4th and 10 now for Sanger West. Ball at the 45-yard line.
Hornets up, and it worked. Fortunately for the Highlanders, it was 10 yards to go instead of 5. And Dan, you just have to be aware of this. Go when the ball is snapped. It's not always on cadence here. You don't need to do that.
But McLane did. It cost them 5. Now it's 4th and 5. Ball rests on the 50-yard line. And the Hornets now drop into punt formation. Punt is away, bounces at the 20, fielded, and he evades him. He's got some running room. Up the far sideline to the 40-yard line, across midfield, and he's hauled down at the 45-yard line of the Hornets. And we've got penalty flags flying over on the McLane bench.
And the punt from A.M. Rodriguez is returned by the Newhouse. Penalty marker is on the field.
Well, after that run by Newhouse, that could be a momentum changer for the Highlanders. Let's see if they're moving back or not.
Officials talking. Let's hear what the officials have to say here.
Now offsetting.
Indeed, offsetting penalties.
We have a personal foul rated against the Highlanders, plus 1 personal foul rated against the Hornets. And the penalty will offset.
So a terrific run by Demetrius Simon that runs the football across midfield and down to the Sanger West 45-yard line.
Was that Simon? I thought that was Newhouse. I think
you're
right, number 2. And I like that. It looked like he was going to let it go. Looked like the Hornets let off a little bit. And it's risky. When you take it right at the last minute, that's risky. But the risk-reward factor, reward this time. I like it.
It's a good field position for the Highlanders here. In Sanger West territory. Trailing 6-0. 11:45 on the clock. Second quarter here from McLane Stadium. Glad you're with us here on CMAC. So our coverage of high school football continues here in the fall. Jaden Turner has a man open, but he's going to go deep. Tried to spin and come back on the ball. That was Demetrius Simon. He had another receiver who was wide open down here in the flat. I think that was Newhouse. But he chose once again to go for the home run ball.
Yeah, didn't seem to have a lot on that.
No.
And when Newhouse was coming out of the backfield, he came out with a head of steam. I thought, geez, get it out to him. He can make something happen.
Absolutely. Second out and 10. Now he zings it out here to Newhouse, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards on the play. Almost as if Newhouse went back into the huddle and said, hey, man, I'm wide open.
And Newhouse, he had to wait for the ball, too. You know, if that ball's got to get out there crisp, and it hasn't been happening so far for the Highlanders.
Well, those out passes are very difficult. That covers a lot of ground, and you've got to put a lot of zip on the ball or it becomes a very risky play.
No doubt.
3rd down and 3. Highlanders with 1 first down thus far on the night. Drives so far have sputtered, and we've got a whistle. And McLane takes a timeout. Folks, CMAC is a nonprofit membership-based community media center dedicated to helping you create the media you want to create. Whether you want to produce a talk show, a podcast, a music video, a documentary, or anything in between, CMAC has the gear and the training to make it happen. So go to their website at cmac.tv and learn a lot more about how you can develop the skills to either have some additional fun or launch a very rewarding career. That's cmac.tv. So Fred, 3rd down, we've seen the passing game be a little risky for the Highlanders thus far.
Well, I'd like to see the Highlanders pound the ball a little bit more, run it, impose their will, because McLane, I think, is a bigger, stronger football team, and they can be real physical, but they need to work it between the tackles a little bit more and, throw the Hornets defense off balance. The Hornets have been doing a good job reacting so far, but McLane is not playing to their strengths at this point.
Jaden Turner. Goes for a big loss of about 6 yards.
And the Hornet backfield did their job. McLane, they just can't get going right now.
Take another look at it.
And although they're inside Hornet territory right now with 10 yards to go and quite the lack of success converting, I think the Highlanders should punt the ball again and try and put the Hornets deep in their own territory.
So it's 4th and 10 now from the Sanger West 45, and again McLane going to go for it. Now we see Turner drop well back, more into a punting formation. Nowhere to run, looks all around for an opening but doesn't find one. And down he goes at about the 18-yard line. Got to give props tonight to the students from the Art Venture Production Academy at McLane High School. They're staffing tonight's production and doing a terrific job. You see their work here on CMAC from time to time, and glad to be a part of what they've got going here at McLane High.
It's run by our old friend.
No, our good friend.
Not old.
We're the
friend.
old ones.
Okay, all right.
We're not going to put him in that league just yet.
And that would be Cesar Perez.
That's right. A couple of backs in the backfield now, flanking Hall. Looked like just a slight timing mix-up, but did the ball come out? That's the question. No, the official says that it was down, not a fumble.
Yeah, I think he was stripped when his knee was already down.
Single back, 4 receivers. Hall wants to go to the air. Overthrows his intended target. That's the big tight end, Vaishon Turner. And the pass whistles incomplete.
Both Mandiblis and McMillan were in the area, and they didn't want to. They wanted to play it safe, which was wise. Not go for the pick and get burned. Good coverage.
Third down and 10, ball on the 17-yard line. Gamma is the lone back alongside the quarterback, Brendan Hall. Hall making his first start for the Hornets tonight. Scrambles. He's got room to run, but he's got 3 defenders chasing him, and they bulldog him down after a gain of only about 2 yards. So the Highlander defense comes up big on this stand, and looks as though they're going to get the ball back very quickly. The punt unit comes on. The punt return team moves into position, and that is the very speedy Desir Newhouse having a little chat with the official at the McLane 45-yard line, where he will await this one. Ooh, Highlanders almost got that football. Bounces at midfield, and that's going to roll dead at the 44-yard line.
And we have a flag behind the play here.
A little bit of interesting activity. I thought for a minute that wrestling season had started, but I think the official caught that as well and realized, no, it's not a wrestling match. It's a little extracurricular activity that brings out the penalty flag.
Not too far away with your wrestling comment. The season will be on us soon.
It will.
Holding penalty on the Hornets.
The call is holding on the Hornets. They'll move the ball forward for the Highlanders.
So the big holding penalty is going to grant a gift of some very big yardage to the McLane Highlanders, who will start this drive from the Sanger West 44-yard line. Third time tonight they have begun a drive in Sanger West territory. Quick toss to Newhouse. Want to take advantage of that speed, and they pick up about 6 yards on the little quick out.
When they can get Newhouse out in the open like that, with his speed, they can make something happen. I would still like to see the Highlanders pound it between the tackles a little bit more.
Probably the most successful first down play they have had tonight. Football now at the 39-yard line of the Hornets. Brings up second down and 5. In motion goes Newhouse. And it's a keeper. Turner, he's got the first down. Looks like they're going to spot him an inch or two shy.
When you put
Nope, the official signals first down.
When you put the speedy Newhouse in motion like that, it really freezes the defense a little bit, because you have to account for somebody like that at all times.
So are you putting a single player on him? Are you putting a linebacker on him, for instance, and that frees up more space?
Yeah, if you put a linebacker on him, you can have some trouble. But you also keep the linebacker out of the way, too.
So first and 10 for the Highlanders. In motion, Newhouse once again. Quick toss off the chest of Simon, who slipped and fell on that pass route.
Well, that's about the third slip we've seen right in that general area between the 25 and 35-yard line.
You might want to take some of that bubble gum that you brought up here and have them go put it underneath their shoes.
Maybe I'll check that out at halftime and try it.
Along with the pickle juice.
Well, we haven't had any use for the pickle juice yet. We haven't had a cramp, but it's a warm evening, and we still have plenty of football to be played.
Second down. Ball's on the 34. They've got to get to the 24 for a first. Turner looks to go to the air. There's Newhouse. He's wide open. He's got plenty of room. First down and then some inside the 20-yard line. Terrific play call for the Highlanders. Picked up great yardage. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
That was McMillan, and McMillan's another one of these Highlanders that really has the speed. You know, this is not like the Bakersfield-Edison game we had a couple of weeks ago where we could really see the numbers. This is a little bit more of a struggle for us tonight.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 16-yard line. Jaden Turner calling the signals. And we've got clearly an offside call. Looks as though one of the Hornets jumped.
That was Malachi Catoriano that seemed to get a little excited on that.
So the 5 yards moves the football down to the 10-yard line. Now they'll spot it at the 11. Newhouse in motion. Turner fakes. He's got a man wide open. He turns it up. He's in the end zone for the touchdown.
Was that number 8? Was that Jasmine Boland? That was Boland. He had a head of steam coming out.
Indeed he did.
Ariel Valadez getting ready for the extra point for the Highlanders. I think he missed that.
Indeed he did.
Off to the
missile,
left.
but just off to the left. So we remain tied at 6. So in the second quarter, with 5:56 remaining on the clock,
you look at some of these missed kicks, and you've heard me yammer on over and over about the missed kicks. 3 things have to go right. The snap's got to be good, the hold has to be good, and the kicker, as soon as before the ball is even touched by the holder, the kicker should be in motion. And this one, you saw the kicker look like the pivot foot was planted a little bit too far in front of the kicking foot, and the result was predictable.
well, we've seen both just send absolute zingers just wide left on their PAT attempts. And that's why we're at a 6-6 tie here in the second quarter. So the touchdown injecting some enthusiasm into the McLane High bench as well as into the stands on this homecoming night from McLane Stadium. Kickoff going to the far corner. Trying to find some running room. Can he get the corner turned? Driven out of bounds, shy of the 30-yard line. Penalty flag flying. And I got to think we've got a clip.
Yeah, and I've got a problem with this. That looked to me like a good, clean block. That was Malachi Young that's going to be called on this.
If that was it there, but I don't know.
No, it was a little bit before,
Okay.
and I don't like the call. To me, it looked like it was a good hit, but it looked totally legal.
Personal foul.
They're saying it was a defenseless hit, and I respectfully disagree.
Penalty is levied against the Hornets for the personal foul.
Well, that's going to bring the football back to about the 14-yard line, I would believe, maybe the 13.
The Hornets will start it off from their own 7.
Correction, my math is bad. 7-yard line, that's right. 15-yard penalty.
Well, neither of us were math majors.
Give goes to Gammas, and he is bottled up at the line of scrimmage.
Good pursuit by the Highlanders. They didn't let that get outside.
They'll give him a couple of yards on that run, bring up 2nd down and 8. Needs to get past the 18-yard line for a 1st down. Hall with Gamma as the lone back alongside of him. He's looking to throw it.
Here it comes. Nope.
Nothing doing. It's going to fall a couple of yards shy of his intended target and bring up 3rd down.
The Highlanders had a little bit heat on that. I think Hall got rid of that a little bit sooner than he wanted to.
Tay Moreau was the intended receiver.
An even 5 minutes left in the first half.
3rd down and 8. Ball on the 9-yard line. Big defensive play for the Highlanders here. Hall, 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Airing it out down beneath us. And the ball caroms off both the receiver and the defender. Incomplete, and it brings up a big 4th down.
The Hornet sidelines calling for pass interference, which you generally see the sideline calling for pass interference on most any incomplete pass near the sidelines.
So 4th down and about 8 from the 9-yard line.
Did you have any of this double bubble, Dan?
I did.
It's one of the fresher ones. I think this was made in 1987.
So they give the appearance as if they're going for it, but not be surprised if they're indeed. Rodriguez drops back into punt formation. Very close to getting a hand on another one. Ball will roll.
Good bounce for the Hornets.
Very good. Across the 50-yard line.
The last 2 Hornet punts, Highlanders have really got some good pressure on that.
They've come very close. And you get the sense that as close as they're coming, they may get one before the night's done. Something to keep an eye on. 6-6 tie here with 4:41 to play from McLane Stadium. And the host Highlanders go back on offense here on a 4th and 8, or a 1st down, I should say, from, well, they're marking it at the 50-yard line. Thought it had been downed at the Highlander 49, but who's going to split hairs?
The nose of the ball is touching the 50.
But I think we've got to change at quarterback. Is that still Turner? No. That is Noah Zamora now in at quarterback for the Highlanders. They run the football and pick up about 4 yards to the 46-yard line. McMillan, the running back. Noah Zamora now in at quarterback.
Yeah, the Highlander coaching staff doesn't relay plays in. They like the quarterback to come over to the sidelines and get it from the horse's mouth.
Well, you see more and more schools that do that. Gone are the days of the messenger player, the particular player that would run in with the play.
And every now and then forget what it was.
Zamora keeps it, and he picks up about a yard to the 45.
Zamora with the quarterback run.
And I like that. You know, you come over, talk to the quarterback coach, talk to the offensive coordinator, let them relay the play right to the man that's getting the football.
See, I'm really old school. I say teach your quarterback and let him call the game.
I'll present my counterpoint after this play.
Well, I haven't finished making my point first.
Okay.
But
Maybe the next possession.
And then I will. Zamora's going to throw here on 3rd down. He's got a wide open receiver, and this could be something even bigger. So he turns it up across the 30-yard line, and he's brought down at the 33-yard line.
And he had, for a minute, it looked like he was gonna drop that, bobbled it, bought it in, and
I thought that was the best juggling act I've seen since the Ed Sullivan show went off the air. And a lot of our viewers are saying, who was Ed Sullivan?
But I remember.
But back to my earlier point, years ago in the 70s, Fresno State was playing UNLV, and the Rebels had a very old school coach in Tony Knapp, who had been at a number of places. And he had a terrific young quarterback by the name of Sam King, who's been the Rebel broadcaster for years. And one thing I noticed during the game was that never sent in a play. King called the whole game himself. Oh, that's Newhouse. He's got room to run. End zone in sight. Can he get in? He's in. Touchdown, Highlanders.
If they call excessive celebration on that, I'm going to be not shocked, but appalled. I like the way this is going right now. I've got cheer theme on my mind here, too. That's going to...
Waiting to hear the call. Let's hear what the official says.
Really? Are you kidding me? That is excessive celebration? Maybe he said something. I don't get that at all.
Well, that is a valid point, Fred, that we don't know what was said down there. Something could have been said.
Well, I do like to talk to officials at halftime about that. And if they said, yeah, he dropped an F-bomb or something like that, or he was taunting, I get it. But I want to see what it is. So I don't just take the officials for granted, Dan, as you have figured out.
Well, we've got a lot of motion there, so we're going to kick this one again. But back to what my earlier point, the thing I noticed in that game, UNLV and Fresno State, many years ago, was that Sam King, the quarterback.
Foul, encroachment, defense, half the distance, retry the down.
But Sam King called the entire game himself. Never once did I notice Tony Knapp send a play in from the sidelines or Sam King come over to the sidelines. And after the game, I had the opportunity to ask Tony Knapp about it and pointed out what I saw. And he said, you saw correctly. I never called a play. And he said, I let Sam make the calls because Sam knows if he's making the call, the play better work. And I like that philosophy.
Well, Highlanders are going for two, and he's in.
The handoff is to T.J. McMillan III in for the 2-point conversion.
T.J. McMillan III across for the 2, and McLane now with a 14-6 lead here. Just 2 minutes and 20 seconds until halftime.
And the Highlanders took advantage of that offside penalty. You have a yard and a half to go to get 2 points. Go for it. Okay, a couple of my counterpoints. One of them is, how long did Knapp last at UNLV as head coach?
I mean, I know I have a lot of statistics in my head, but I can't come up with that one. And I believe he retired. He had some pretty darn good players there in a good run. He retired and was replaced by...
Is it John Robinson?
No, come on. Ron Meyer.
Ron Meyer.
Who parlayed that into the SMU job and parlayed that into the New England Patriots job.
Then had the snowplow come onto the field.
That's right.
I remember that one.
That's right.
Well, my other counterpoint is, I don't know which old-time coach said this, but this was in college, and why he called all the plays is he didn't want his job to hinge on his 19-year-old quarterback not getting an argument with his girlfriend that afternoon. And I mean, when it's your job on the line, I think I'm having the offensive coordinator, who I can always fire to buy myself another year, have him call the play. But I understand your argument too. I just like mine better.
Shorter kick brought out to about the 35-yard line. And we've got a penalty flag flying across the way. And the Highlanders are whooping it up as though that call is going to go against Sanger West. Officials discussing it across the way. We'll wait and hear. Then here comes the call.
On white, personal foul on black. Those penalties are going to offset. We got a first down.
So offsetting personal foul calls on that return, and the football is at the 30, just across the 35-yard line.
And that was one, Dan. We've seen this. You always have the initial penalty and then the retaliation penalty.
Quick out, bounced, incomplete. But to continue to pursue my point, at the end of the day, high school and college coaches are teachers. Now, I know at the college level, it's a little bit different. There's a lot of money involved. It's changed over the years. Athletic directors are a lot quicker to fire. Boosters are a lot quicker to holler. And there's another factor in the equation called social media. But at the high school level, I think teaching has to be tantamount.
Okay, the Highlanders blitz. It's picked up with
Screen
a screen.
pass. Gamez trying to get free. Slips free of a couple of ankle tackles. Gets close to the first down marker, but did he get across? And we'll see where the spot is.
I'm guessing
They're giving it to him. They are giving him the first down at the 48-yard line.
I like Gamez's effort on that. Yeah, 2.
Elpidio Gamez with a first down run. Very impressive first down run. Strong, powerful first down run.
Okay, I'm going to counter your counterpoint here in a minute after this play.
Ooh! And a penalty flag comes out. That was a quick one. I mean, the ball had just come out of the quarterback's hand when he was hit.
And it wasn't much of a head.
No foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
That's one of those. I don't know.
I don't know that. This is not the best officiating crew I've ever seen. These guys aren't bad. I've seen these guys before, but this is they just haven't been doing their job here. That was a real.
That was football.
I
don't think there was any malice. Well, and the Highlanders, they make up for it. They send him right back where he was before the penalty call. Down Hall goes at the Sanger West 45-yard line. 1:18 to go here in the first half. Clock ticking down.
My quick counterpoint, Dan, is if you've got a 16 or a 17-year-old calling the plays, there is no way I am going to do that, because I remember how I was at that age, and I was typical. It's just like I do not want him calling the play, whoever he is.
Pass high and almost picked off. And the ball sails incomplete. Brings up third down and 28 from the 44-yard line.
The Highlander coaching staff over there, they are an animated bunch when there's almost an interception or there's a sack. They're they're feeling it over there.
My counter to your counter to my counter to your counter is at the end of the day, they need to be teachers.
Oh, no doubt. And you teach them by not putting them in a position to do something stupid.
Totally disagree.
Which is okay.
On third down. Quick pass complete across midfield. Brought down at the 45-yard line of the Highlanders with 36 seconds left on the clock.
See, Dan, you and I don't agree on much of anything, but we always have a good time doing
Absolutely. And I'm usually right.
Unfortunately, I may have to agree with you on
that.
No, because what
having fun with you.
Oh, I know that. But what I've said all the time, I disagree with Dan. I've got to point out, which I have on numerous occasions, Dan Taylor knows more about sports overall than any man I've ever met in my life.
I paid you back for that Super Bowl bet. What are you doing?
Well, you write books and I complain there's not enough pictures in it.
Officials whistling the two teams back out. 36 seconds left in the half. Fourth down and about 16 from the 44-yard line. But continuing on this, back in England, and I think we've seen this change dramatically over the years, but it used to be in England in soccer, and our great friend Carl Dozigan can confirm this, that the philosophy in soccer was you coach them Monday through Friday. Saturday is the test, and you proctor the test on Saturday. And we've really seen that go away.
Yeah, and there's no disagreement on that. And bringing Dozigan's name in it, I learned more from coaching from that man than I did from anyone else.
He is brilliant, one of the great teacher coaches. And the ball will roll dead at the 10-yard line of the Highlanders.
Yep, Carl had told me one time, he said you see all of these coaches yelling and screaming during the game, and if they do their jobs properly Sunday through Friday or whenever your practice schedules are, you teach. On Saturday, you should be able to sit down at a chair at midfield and see how well you've coached the rest of the week.
Absolutely, and let your quarterback call his plays.
In college, if I'm going to get fired for a bad play, I'm calling the bad play.
Gotcha. I totally understand that. 25 seconds left here.
Good thing we don't get paid too much.
Well, they're great sandwiches, though.
Yeah, they feed us well.
Zamora from the goal line has a man wide open. He's at the 20, now near the 30, heads for the sideline. At the 40-yard line, out of bounds he goes with about 15 ticks left on the clock here in the first half. Very alert play by Zamora, finding, I believe that may have been Newhouse. No. Might have been McMillan on that catch. 39-yard line is where the ball's placed, 1st and 10. 7 seconds left. Are they going to get a play off here? 3 seconds, 2 seconds. I don't think they realize that's the end of the first half. I think the Highlander players lost track of the game clock, and time ran out before they could get the play off.
Yeah, their coaching staff was trying to get a timeout called.
So we're at halftime here at McLane Stadium. The Highlanders coming back after a little bit of a lackluster start. Saw Sanger West jump on the board first and stop them on the next 3 possessions. But we have seen in the second quarter, McLane come back, score twice. So with the intermission here on homecoming from McLane Stadium, our score, the McLean High Highlanders 14 and the Sanger West Hornets 6. We're going to take a little bit of a break here from McLane Stadium for the halftime festivities. And we'll be back with you for what should be an exciting second half after this from our friends at CMAC.
Fresno is building newer, safer bike lanes across the city. These protected cycle tracks provide a physical barrier between the bike lane and motor vehicle traffic, creating a safer cycling zone. These cycle tracks will instill confidence in riders, yet everyone on the road is still required to obey all traffic laws. Cyclists should still ride responsibly and exercise caution when riding in the protected lanes. For motorists, this means that the roads you've been driving on may be changing. Be on the lookout for new parking, driveway, and intersection changes. For residents and tenants on these changing roads, be aware that mail, trash, and parking locations may move as well. Fresno is excited to provide diverse transportation options to our residents. Sharing the road is easy. Learn more at fresno.gov/BPAC.
What if I told you there was one word commonly used to dehumanize Native American women, and that Webster's dictionary defines this word as offensive and outdated? What if I told you an entire town was named after this word? That word is squaw. My name is Roman Raintree, and I'm a member of the Dunlap Band of Mono Indians and Choinumni people. My mother, Gina Charlie, is my inspiration for working to rename our community. When we use language that degrades and dehumanizes people, it sends the message that their lives are not worth protecting. According to the National Congress of American Indian Policy Research Center, nearly half of Native American women report having experienced sexual violence, and over 1/3 will be raped in their lifetimes. In California, cases of missing and murdered Indigenous women are among the highest in the nation. Our towns and landmarks should be named after things and people we honor and celebrate. The routine use of an offensive slur is contrary to our shared values. Please join us and amplify our call to respect our community and end the use of this derogatory term for geographic naming. To learn more, visit the website below. Thank you.
One of the key goals of the project, Clean Shared Mobility Network, is to try and provide benefits to disadvantaged communities. In Fresno, that's Southwest, so that's our project area. We have a network of charging stations that we're installing throughout the disadvantaged communities. To date, so far, most of them have gone into Fresno Housing Authority sites, and we still are evaluating other sites, and we're getting recommendations and suggestions on where to site future charging stations. There's the car sharing. That program, it allows people, it's based on an app, and it allows people to basically rent a car for short periods of time. And those are typically people that don't even have a car. They're all electric, so that helps with the environment. The bike sharing works in a similar fashion where you have an app and you can rent the bikes. The battery here is swappable. It allows us to station the bikes anywhere. The bike, as well as all of the equipment, is GPS and geocoded, so we know where the bikes are at. We're going to stagger the deployment. We're not putting all 200 bikes out at once, especially in the beginning. Then we have an electric medical van that are ADA compliant, and so they can transport to medical facilities. It's a 5-year project. The step that we're at now is deploying the vehicles. We plan on doing that this fall. So once we've deployed the vehicles, then we go through a process of dynamic review. So we'll see where they're being used and not used so that we can relocate the vehicles where they're most efficient. What's really unique is how we've combined car sharing, bike sharing, van pool, all into one program. That's pretty much what's unique about our project.
Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know either, but now they can cross in any direction at pedestrian scrambles. Pedestrian scrambles are intersections that allow pedestrians to cross in every direction, including diagonally. These intersections make this possible by having an exclusive pedestrian phase in the traffic lights. To use a scramble as a pedestrian, press the walk button when you arrive at an intersection and wait for the current green light cycle to complete. When the walk signal lights up, cross in any direction of the intersection. Drivers and cyclists should continue to focus on traffic signals and only proceed when the traffic lights are green. Sharing the road is easy. Learn more at fresno.gov/BPAC.
Hey there, I'm Mark Jackson.
And I'm BJ Yabisu. And we're from the Pie Shop.
No, not that kind of pie. A product incubator.
Whether you are a fledgling inventor or an existing company, the Pie Shop can help you incubate your business.
Tired of tinkering in your garage on your idea?
Make the Pie Shop your shop.
We offer mentorship, workshops, events, services, and dedicated and shared office spaces.
We have 8,000 square feet of shop space filled with 3D printers and other tools to help you develop your prototype.
And our partner, Blue Dolphin Engineering, a company that has 20 years of experience in prototypes and inventions, is right next door.
A nonprofit, We're located in downtown Fresno at 1755 Broadway Street at the Peerless Building.
The Pie Shop is open during normal business hours.
For more information, visit us at thepieshop.org.
Or give us a call at 559-481-5004.
What I love about CMAC is that they provide me with the knowledge,
the equipment, the space to express myself,
to amplify my voice,
to share my story.
My story.
My story. Go to cmac.tv/mystory to learn more.
In Southwest Fresno, it's just been this barren land forever. And trees are a representation that not only life is becoming involved into that particular area, but that there's a sense of care for people in that area. Now, the object itself may be small as a tree or as a small seed, but the symbolism of what it is, it's huge, because if you water that seed and if you water that tree, it grows into something that's huge.
All total, this project planted over 405 trees in Southwest Fresno, and it's just really made a lot of improvement in the area. This was part of the Southwest Urban Expansion Project as part of the TCC grant. You know, it was just specifically identified for this region that's underserved, some of the poorest air quality in the area. It really benefits the residents here, but it also benefits the businesses in the area. It benefits the air quality. So it's really a regional benefit, more so than just right here on this particular street. We're reconstructing the irrigation to modern irrigation systems that are drought tolerant. We're making sure that we're planting the correct tree in the correct place and the trees that are going to thrive in this environment.
All right, we're going to put a little dirt in.
It may seem small to others, but it's huge because of what it represents. It represents new beginning, a new beginning that one day will become a life change for so many people, especially in an area that's disenfranchised. There's transformation that's happening, and it's happening because of projects like this. So we're grateful for it. We can't wait to finally have some Kool-Aid under the shade.
You may have noticed new traffic signals on the road. These are pedestrian-activated signals, or HAWKs. These signals make it safer for pedestrians to cross busy streets. How are HAWKs different from conventional traffic signals? These are found in locations where children are likely to cross the street. Unlike green, yellow, red signals, the HAWK is only operational when activated by a pedestrian. When the lights are off, drivers may proceed with caution. When activated, the yellow light will flash, warning drivers to slow down. Then, the yellow light will turn solid, telling drivers to prepare to stop. The two solid red lights will tell drivers to stop completely for the pedestrians. Then the red lights will flash to let drivers know they can proceed with caution. The signal will then go dark until activated by the next pedestrian. When the walk symbol lights up and it is safe to do so, pedestrians can cross. Always look both ways before crossing. Sharing the road is easy. Learn more at fresno.gov/BPAC.
Hi everybody, this is Seta.
And that's T, and we're Pedal Junkies.
And we're here to tell you all about Fresno County Bicycle Coalition.
The Fresno County Bicycle Coalition is an organization that promotes safe bicycling for everyday transportation and recreation in Fresno County. We do this by providing community events that promote safe cycling. We offer smart cycling classes, community rides, and bicycle advocacy all over the county of Fresno.
Want to know more about Fresno County Bicycle Coalition? Go to fresnobike.org and check it all out. See you in traffic.
You are what you litter. Coffee cups, cigarette butts, food wrappers, soda cans. Litterheads are a major problem. But we all have a choice. Don't be a litterhead. One vision, one mission, one Fresno.
Together, we can beautify Fresno. Find out how at beautifyfresno.org.
What I love about CMAC is that they provide me with the knowledge,
the equipment, the space to express myself,
to amplify my voice,
to share my story. My story.
My story. Go to cmac.tv/mystory to learn more.
A community garden, it brings so much more than we even envisioned that it would bring. This is the Yosemite Village Community Garden and Urban Farm Incubator Program. This front part of the garden is the community garden. So there are spaces that community members can come out and check out for them to grow food for their own families. If they need coaching or they need help on what to plant in season or get access to seeds, we also help them do that. The other half of the property in the back, we have a farm incubator program where we work with farmers to give them a ½ acre of land so that they can start developing their own business plans. They can start farming and getting used to like farming at a little bit larger scale. Our farmer Miguel has been working in farm work labor for over 10 years and he had not had the opportunity to start his own business or to get the opportunity to manage his own operation. But he really has a passion for agriculture, and so that this is what he hopes to be doing full time.
You guys want to go for a walk?
We also go into the classrooms and teach in the classrooms, and then also bring kids from schools to the garden to learn here. We have volunteer days every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if someone wants to start gardening and they don't feel like they know how to do it, or they're not comfortable with getting a garden space yet, but they want to learn, they can always come and join us during those times. Or if you're a future farmer looking for some space and some training and guidance, we have that program here too.
You may have noticed new symbols on the road. These are sharrows, or shared lane markings. They can be found in the through travel lane or the right turn lane. But what do they mean? Sharrows indicate a shared lane environment for bicycles and cars where a bike lane is not possible. For drivers, this means to be on the lookout for cyclists in the lane, and to only pass cyclists in a safe manner for everyone on the road. For cyclists, this means you are allowed to ride in the full lane and should avoid the door zone of parked cars. For sharrows in the right turn lane, cyclists are allowed to continue straight through the intersection. Sharing the road is easy. Learn more at fresno.gov/BPAC.
We are the California Teaching Fellows Foundation, and we want next generation leaders like you to help us positively impact the lives of 40,000 K-12 youth. We hire and train over 2,000 college students to run high-quality morning and after-school programs, all while getting paid. As a teaching fellow, you will be a coach, a teacher, and a positive role model. College students, you don't want to miss this. Apply online and join Teaching Fellows today.
Today, nearly 1 million people in the United States are living with Parkinson's disease. My husband Mel is one of those people. I'm Patty, his wife and care partner. Early signs of Parkinson's can be subtle: a tremor in your hand, stiffness in your body, short shuffling steps when you walk. Know the signs and how to spot them in yourself or someone you love, and know what to do next. Early diagnosis and expert care can help manage symptoms and improve the quality of life for a person with Parkinson's. The Parkinson's Foundation is here for you. Learn more about the early signs and discover the free resources available for people with Parkinson's and those who love them at parkinson.org. Find answers and join us in the fight against Parkinson's.
Live production is different because you don't have that leniency of saying, oh, we'll just go back and edit it. What you see is what the audience is gonna see.
It's hard at first because you don't really know what to do, but it's definitely easy to catch on. I mean, you learn pretty quickly. I mean, the people around here are very helpful. It's a team effort, so everyone kind of learns a little bit of everything just from watching and doing.
When I show up to a live CMAC production, I know for a fact that I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to learn new skills. I'm going to get better at the skills that I already know. Overall, I'm just going to come out of it better than I was before.
On this type of production, team means not only like having a leader there, but also having friends, like multiple friends. Everybody's willing to help you out and listen. The staff at CMAC is really supportive and helpful. and they're also just really friendly in general and really welcoming.
Live production is unique because you really only get one shot. You don't get a do-over like in normal stuff with like sets and all that kind of stuff. It's really just like go, go, go.
The Fresno Fuego, first place in the Southwestern Division, and they're coming off a road trip that went about as perfect as you could get.
I love video production because of all of the hard work and like determination that it takes, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to go into video production, but they don't really understand that it's actually more work than setting up a camera and pressing record.
I like working under pressure because it really motivates me to get things done. My job as a technical director is to push buttons when the director tells me to, and that will bring things onto the screen like bugs or different camera cuts.
I get a lot of the celebrations of the players when they finally make that goal. I get a lot of the corner kicks. I get a lot of like just the on the field action that kind of allows the viewer to actually be inside the actual game itself. I love video production because to me it seems like it's one giant puzzle that just needs to be solved.
The first time that I saw my replays on air, I felt sort of a sense of accomplishment because I knew that that was me.
Can't get it, left foot from Blanco, but it's finally in! The attack continues!
And just knowing that I was able to do that and have it look good, it just makes me feel really good.
I had never done anything that was a live shoot at all.
Welcome back to McLane Stadium. High school football here on CMAC, where at the break, the host McLane Highlanders sit on top by a 14-6 score over Sanger West in North Yosemite League play. Second quarter, we saw the Highlanders really kick it into gear. They kicked out with a little bit of a lackluster start here. And let's take a look at some of the action from the first half. If you're just joining us, Sanger West that got on the board first right off the bat. Their quarterback getting his first start tonight, Brandon Hall, played very well in spots. And then once the Highlanders took advantage of their field position, the scoring strike there. And this is DeRay Bland is the young man's name, number 25, who kept us guessing in the first half, kept McLane defenders guessing as well as to where he was on the field, but he scored that first touchdown for Sanger West that made it 6-0 before the Highlanders came back twice with scores, and that was the juggling act that was pretty darn impressive. And then the terrific run into the end zone for the second McLane score of the game. And Fred, you went down and got some comments about the unsportsmanlike penalties, and I think we had a good close-up look right there as to what it was that the young McLane player.
And a little bit of barking there when the play was over. And the officiating crew did say that he had been warned before. So sometimes, you have to keep it in care. And the other one where they called a roughing the passer, the official said he drove his head into him a little bit too much when he was going down. And I didn't really see that, but, you can't unring the bell. I wouldn't have called it. I thought it was a poor call. And we had one, I wasn't aware of this, is they informed me there's, when you ground the ball, when you throw it away, it doesn't matter if you're in or out of the pocket. In high school, it should have been 5-yard penalty and a loss of down, no matter where you were, because one of the heads of the officiating for the area was down informing the referee that was completely grounding the football. You can't do that.
Gotcha.
And I wasn't aware either. We didn't know that you had to be in or out of the pocket.
Before we come back, do you want to run down the scoreboard? Do you still have those scores handy?
Yeah, Roosevelt is up on Madera South, 18-0 at the half. Clovis East is ahead of Clovis West, 28-15 in the third quarter. We have Hanford beating Tulare 22-20 at halftime. And what else of interest do we have? Edison and Sanger, no score in the third quarter. I find that hard to believe. And this one, McLane is obviously ahead of Sanger West 14-6. And over in Reedley, Emmanuel is leading previously undefeated Sierra Pacific 21-13 at the half. See what else we have. Liberty of Madera Ranchos is ahead of Minarets 26-14 in the third quarter. Fowler and Chowchilla tied at 20 at the half, a little bit of a surprise. Kerman has tied Kingsburg 7-7, a real surprise there in the third quarter at Kingsburg. And Redwood leaves Porterville 21-0, and that game has just went final. Strathmore leads Woodlake 22-0, a little bit of a surprise. And what else do I have? Torres is having no trouble with Hoover, 28-9 over at Ratcliffe Stadium, just past halftime. And that will do it for right now.
And right now, the McLane Highlanders will kick it off to begin the second half of play. McLane on top, 14-7 here. Glad you're with us on CMAC from McLane Stadium, North Yosemite League football. And the first kick is a short kick. The kickoff to start the second half of play. Goes out of bounds. Penalty flag for it.
That'll give the ball to the Hornets in good field position.
And Fred, looking ahead, next Thursday, we're going to have Justin Garza and Edison next Thursday night. That'll be from Sunnyside Stadium. Our coverage will get going at 6:55. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Should be quite an interesting game. The Edison Tigers taking on Justin Garza. So first play of the second half, Brendan Hall, and alongside him, Epidio Gamez, the hard-charging back who's going to go out on a short pass route and take the short pass, juggles it, and it falls incomplete.
In and out of his hands. You know, I've occasionally I get my scores from Max Preps, and they're right 90% of the time. A couple of times, though, I've given erroneous scores over the last several weeks.
No.
I know, it's hard to believe, but it's tough for me to imagine that Sanger and Edison have a scoreless tie going on in the third quarter out at Flores.
It does seem strange. A reverse play, and the runner slips and goes down at the 30-yard line.
Right in that same slippery spot that I didn't check on at halftime.
Brings up third down and long yardage, 15 to go. They've got to get the ball to the 45-yard line for a first down. Brendan Hall trotting over to relay the play call to his receivers, now back in the pistol. And locks it on the receiver over the middle, complete. Big hit by the Highlanders, but the receiver does not go down. Now three Highlanders wrestle him to the ground and picks up maybe 8 or 9, but that's going to be well short of a first down and bring up a fourth down.
As you pointed out, that was a heck of a hit, just didn't bring him down. Got to wrap up.
Sometimes the hits look impressive on TV, but there's a difference between being impressive and being productive.
No doubt.
So it's going to grab 4th and 5, ball at the 40-yard line.
Now this is where the Hornets need to work on this a little bit, yeah.
Rodriguez, the punter.
See if you can draw them offside. You have nothing to lose. You're still going to be in decent position to punt.
Newhouse, the speedy return man.
And the Highlanders don't bite.
And away goes a short line drive punt. Newhouse fields it at the 26-yard line and brought down almost immediately.
That was Moreau that brought the speedy Newhouse down, and we have flags down. We may have had some coarse language used on the field again. I didn't see anything that would indicate a penalty unless it was verbal.
Let's hear what the official has to say.
Foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, 70 white.
Okay, unsportsmanlike conduct. on the Hornets.
Malachi Kitariano, the guilty party on that call. So the start of this drive will not begin in as precarious a spot as previously feared. Now the Highlanders will begin this drive at their own 40-yard line. Zamora still in at quarterback for McLane. Keeps it himself. Looks like a bit of a miscommunication in the backfield. And not sure if he got back to the line of scrimmage. If the spot's generous, he did. If the spot's realistic, he lost a yard.
Okay. the spot, yeah, it's a realistic spot, Dan. I like that. And lost, yeah, about a half a yard.
Well, it looked as though there was some mix-up there in the backfield.
Yeah, the Highlanders, even though they have pretty much taken over control of the game on paper, they just don't look.
That sharpness isn't quite there.
Yeah.
Quick out. There's his Newhouse. He's got some running room. Now every time McLane shut down, he cut back, and he's going to come up with about 5 yards on the play. When it appeared, he had nothing.
I like the ball in Newhouse's hands.
I do too. He's a playmaker. He really makes things happen.
So, replay went to stop action and then stopped. Oh, there we go.
3rd down and 4. If they get the ball across midfield, they've got a first down. Zamora calling out the signals. And
that hard count did it. Drew him off.
Well, the Sanger West coaches are emphatically pointing that it was on McLane, but we saw the Sanger West player jump. Officials talking it over in the backfield.
When in doubt, they should consult us. We have the replay.
Dead ball, false start, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
A call not popular with the McLane coaching spotters up here in the press box.
Well, I started to say your cardinal sin there on a 3rd down call for a defense not to be patient enough and jump, but even worse when it's the offense.
No doubt, we may have had one there too.
Zamora's got room to run if he wants to run. Short pass off the fingertips of his intended target, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like he had the speed to get around.
We've got a penalty flag across the way.
We do.
Do we have an unsportsmanlike conduct call? Clapping on the McLane sideline. Let's see what the call is.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact, white. It's a 15-yard penalty. Result of the play.
Illegal helmet contact.
Well, that's a big penalty because it hands the Highlanders a first down.
Wow.
To say the least.
Maybe they're not allowed to even touch anybody's helmets.
Well,
I don't know.
Rob Thompson, the Sanger West head coach, is out on the field at the 45-yard line, and even though everybody is lined up for the next play, he is still a good 20 feet out on the field, and I think he wants an explanation. Now an official is running over toward him, and he's directing him off the field, and he is not giving him an explanation.
Yeah, Coach Thompson is not happy with this.
Zamora to the air. He's got a receiver open, and he's got a big gator down to the 1-yard line. Demetrius Simon on the receiving end of that throw. And the Highlanders are at the 1 yard line, knocking at the door for 6 more.
Samora just did a good job. Gave Simon a chance to get some separation. Beautiful thrown ball.
So 1st and goal from the 1 yard line. Zamora up under center.
He's going to take it himself.
Indeed he does, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. So with 8:16 left on the board in the 3rd quarter, the Highlanders score once again to extend the lead. Impressive impressive long pass to Zamora to set the table. For the TD run, the quarterback keeper right up behind his center. Splits the uprights, and McLane, just like that, has extended their lead to 21-6.
And get this one, Dan. I know this is not a false score. At halftime, Madera leads San Joaquin Memorial 36-21 at the half. This is brought to you by one of my contacts, Fernando De Silva, longtime San Joaquin Memorial man. So he's never given it to me wrong.
Wow, what a big score that is.
Yeah, Madera, I haven't really been impressed by them. And, they've won 4 games. They're 4-2 coming in, and I really hadn't seen a heck of a lot, but this is the worst Memorial team probably in 20 years, so it's really hard to tell. I figured that CMAC was Sanger and everybody else, and nothing at this point's changed my mind.
Well, the McLane Highlanders with a big pass play, and then the 1 yard keeper by their quarterback put their 3rd touchdown on the board and now sit on top by a 21-6 count here in North Yosemite League football action. Glad you're with us on CMAC.
Well, it's important now. The Hornets, they don't need to score, but they can't let the ball game get out of hand. They need to get a 1st down, hold on to the ball for a few more minutes, and maybe they could get a little bit more mojo on the offense, but they haven't done much at all their last 4 possessions.
That one goes through the end zone for a touchback. Very impressive kickoff. And be sure to join us for more North Yosemite League action coming up next Thursday night. More high school action as Justin Garza takes on Edison from Sunnyside Stadium. Game will kick off at 7 o'clock. We'll be on just a few minutes earlier. So be sure to join us next Thursday night on CMAC for that game, Justin Garza High and Edison High. It'll get going at 7 o'clock.
What do we have on Friday night?
I'm taking it 1 game at a time.
You don't know either,
No, we've got Madera South and McLane next Friday night.
Right here.
Right here. The loud pass. Gamez cuts back. Can't tackle him high. That's foolish. And he makes you pay all the way to the 45-yard line. 25-yard gain.
Gamez put his head down, and he just kept going, drug a bevy of Highlanders with him over the course of about 8 yards.
Well, they kept trying to tackle him high, and that's how they ride horses in rodeos. It's not how you bring big fullbacks down. So it's a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
Hey, here's that reverse.
Reverse play. And the cutback by Turner will pick up about 6 yards across midfield to the McLane 49-yard line.
And we're seeing a little bit more. The Hornets are mixing things up just a little bit.
Second down and 4. Highlanders with a 4-man front. Bringing the pressure. Ball escapes. got a first down, and he goes down. I'm curious if he knew where the first down marker was, because that was close.
Yeah, he slid right on the marker. That's going to give the Hornets a first down.
Well, to the 45-yard line of the Highlanders. A little bit of an issue there with the clock. Officials get it going. Hall under pressure. The ball is swatted away. Incomplete.
The Highlanders are not easy to pass on. They have some good skilled players at the corners and in their backfield, and the Hornets are going to have to go to either a real short passing game, maybe use a few screen plays. If they're going to try and pass it long, they're going to have to try to soften them up a little bit.
One potential problem for the Highlanders, this is a very thin team. They don't have a lot of depth. A lot of their players are playing both ways, and fatigue could become an issue in the fourth quarter. Quick out pass, picks up about 5, but it's going to bring up a third down.
In some of these physical games, when you have a lot of guys playing both ways, about the middle of the third quarter is when things really get difficult. You know, plays that you would stop for a yard or two suddenly start going to 5 or 6.
Big third down play here for the Hornets. Hall going to go to the air. Pump fake. Short pass over the middle. Brought down about 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, inside of Highlander territory, the Hornets definitely have to go now. Fourth, and we have a long 4 yards to go.
They can't afford to fall any farther behind because another McLane touchdown could mean the ball game.
Pretty much.
Hornets going forward on fourth down, and the Highlanders jump. Fred, the microphone is all yours.
I'm not even going to be speechless. This cannot be happening. You have fourth, even third, inside of 5. You have to expect this all the time.
First down gifted with a big pink bow. The Highlanders not disciplined on defense there. Go on the snap, don't listen to the quarterback, but instead they were fooled by the cadence, and they've handed a first down to Sanger West. Gamez bulls his way. And 4 Highlanders finally wrestle him down.
Gamez didn't get much. He got maybe a yard or 2, but one thing a play like that does, there was a lot of hitting right at the point of contact. And these are things, okay, if they can score and just make McLane wear down a little bit, because the Hornets definitely have the advantage with depth.
All going to throw out of the backfield. Tripped up, down he goes. You know, Gamez reminds me of a couple of Sanger greats of many, many years ago. Atomic Tarosian and his younger brother Ted.
Yeah.
Oh, those were 2 of the toughest runners ever to come out of the valley.
Oh, they were tough. Sanger has had no shortage of just tough guys.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
And that tradition continues to this day. This is one of the biggest, most physical teams I've had seen Sanger in about the last 10 years, which says a lot.
Third down and 11. Gamez back on the field for the Hornets. Delayed handoff. He slips, goes down. Did the knee touch? Yes, it did. The knee did go down and touch. He is down at the line of scrimmage, and that brings up fourth down. And the official very emphatic, pointing to the Sanger West coaching staff that on the slip, the knee touched the ground. That's about a 4 or 5 yard loss. Nose of the football on the 40-yard line. Don't know if we have a replay on that last one.
That was a brutal one for the Hornets because that play looked like it had some promise to pick up some yards.
4th and 16. A lot riding on this play for Sanger West. Hall wings it. Caught. First down. Big play for the Hornets.
That was George Cardenas that hung into, caught that, took a heck of a hit. Or was that Rodriguez?
Well, that was Cardenas. Made a terrific catch and really absorbed a big hit. Watch this.
Oh yeah, he took a shoulder and an elbow right in the back and held on to it.
So 1st and 10 now at the 21-yard line as Sanger West is on the move. Fake. Quarterback's going to keep it. Can he get around the edge and get out for any kind of a gain? Looks as though he may have picked up 1 or 2 at most.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get that other replay to take a closer look at that. Cesar Perez in the truck telling us that they think they've got it here. Let's look and see. Got to get this going in a hurry because they're ready to get this play off. Yeah, that was the slip. Well, that's very questionable. Give going to the tailback, who is brought down inside the 15-yard line.
Malachi Young. Yeah, his hand was down. His knee did not look like it was down on that, but it's all immaterial anyway.
Big 3rd down play now for the Hornets. On the reverse play. Oh, let's see. Is that going to be a penalty? Indeed it is.
They're going to call a horse collar.
That was DeRay Bland, the young man we've been asking about, who scored the first touchdown of the game. DeRay Bland. And it looked as though they got him with a horse collar.
Let's see this one again. Yeah. Face masks and horse collars are, pretty tough to argue about.
Well, they can bring on very serious injuries, although all the officials are gathered to discuss this right now.
Maybe got him by the neck.
Here goes. They're waving it off. They're waving off the penalty. Well, there is no penalty, and now the Sanger West coaches are very upset about that.
The head coach, Rob Thompson, is
furious.
Really upset about that, and can't blame him much.
As are many of the Sanger West fans sitting beneath us. 4th down. Hall looking for a receiver. Under pressure. Flushed from the pocket. And down he goes. Ball's on the ground, but Hall recovers it. And the coaching staff continues to berate the official over the waved off penalty call. Let's take another look at that last play. Ball came out on the sack, but Hall was able to roll on top of it.
And with a turnover on downs, again, didn't matter.
So the Highlanders take control of the football on downs at their own 25-yard line, leading 21-6 over the Sanger West Hornets. Zamora. Oh, a big hole up the middle, and he's gone. He may go all the way. Could he go all 80 yards? Indeed he does. Touchdown, Highlanders.
A flag. Do we have a flag on the field here?
That was T.J. McMillan III. We're hearing talk of a penalty. Don't see the flag.
Well, a flag was just picked up.
Let's take another look. Boy, once he got into the clear, it was a track meet from that point.
Foul, the touchdown count. Do you want it on the try?
It was unsportsmanlike
Foul.
conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on black. 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the try.
So the touchdown's good, but the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is going to be assessed on the extra point.
It looked like McMillan may have said something or made some gesture when he's about to cross the goal line.
And Fred, you talked to the officials at halftime, and that has been a problem they have been trying to stop all night long. And
a lot of the times when they said there's been a lot of chirping and barking going on.
And they've been good. They've given warnings. They've tried to let the game continue, but when it continues after warnings, it leaves the officials with no choice but to throw a flag.
Oh yeah, and I can be really harsh on the officials. However, when they give them an opportunity, this is one thing officials are better about now than they were even 10 years ago, for the most part.
And coaches say that as well, that the officials are really good. They talk to the players. They try to diffuse anger and problems before it magnifies. But as we've seen tonight, these officials have issued their warnings repeatedly, and the chirping continues, and they're left with no choice but to throw penalty flags.
Well, I see that Clovis North has come on to lead Clovis High 14-7 in the fourth quarter. Clovis got an early start on it, but they haven't quite been able to hang on. The game is still in doubt. Trying to get a few more finals on.
And when we see officials come to the near sideline anywhere near the Sanger North bench, they continue to get an earful from members of the Hornets coaching staff.
Garza continues to lead Bullard 20-10 in the fourth quarter out at Collegian Stadium. Be a huge win for Garza if they can pull that one off. And just a disaster for the Knights, and they'll probably be having many more of those coming after Cannon Coach Arax. That was just, I still don't understand that one. And Clovis North has defeated Clovis 24-7 over at La Monica. Short kick.
Surprising. Kicking from the 25-yard line, and they kick a short kick. How do we have?
Kerman still holding on against Kingsburg. The Vikings lead that one 19-13 in the third quarter. And undefeated Tehachapi's really putting it to East Bakersfield 42-13 in just the third quarter. We drove through Tehachapi earlier today. Tough place to play when the weather gets cold.
Indeed, indeed. Initially thought there was a penalty flag on the play, but clarification is no. Sanger West from the 50-yard line coming out throwing, and here's a complete pass. It was a low pass.
Rodriguez.
Down to the 40-yard line, close to, and it is a first down.
I have Sanger beating Edison 10-0 in the fourth quarter. And, surprised that the Tigers have hung that close. And check this one out, Dan. Out on the west side, Mendota leads Dos Palace in a slugfest, 41-36. Ooh. And I knew that was going to be a heck of a football game.
Wow.
Dos Palace came in 5-2. They're playing some good football.
On the ground, Darius Berkeley. And it was a loose football.
This a turnover. This is a McLane football.
McLane's got it.
I thought that the play was stopped, and the Highlanders seemed to have ripped the football out.
And once again, the Sanger West coaches in disbelief. So McLane with a football at the 41-yard line. (28-6) our score. 1:36 left in the third quarter. Highlanders trying for their 5th win in their last 6 games. A much improved team this season. Change of quarterbacks once again. Scrambling, picking up about 3.
That's Turner back in for
Back
the Highlanders.
in, the original starter, indeed.
Well, the Highlanders, despite being such an improved team, Dan, and they haven't won 7 games since I believe 1996, and they're on track to do that this season. And it's still a young team, and I think Coach Pancotti's trying to really get some experience at signal caller here. He's got a lot of options, which is a good thing.
Seeing some Sanger West players on the near sideline being stretched out, clearly cramping. Turner wants to unload, going deep. He's got a man, picked off, intercepted as he underthrew that ball. Cardenas back to the 40, slammed to the turf, and a penalty flag. More penalty flags.
May have slammed him a little bit too hard to the turf on that.
We may have had penalty flags earlier. I wonder if that quarterback was hit. Here's the return after the interception. Here comes the call.
A holding on Black. That penalty is going to be declined. We've got a personal foul on White. That penalty is going to be declined. And we've got a face mask, White.
So there you heard it. The holding of the Highlanders is declined. Personal foul declined, but a face mask is taken.
This must have occurred before the interception. Once again, I'm in the dark. Explain to me what just happened, Dan.
3 penalty flags on the play. 2 of the penalties, the hold of the unsportsmanlike conduct, declined, but the holding call is taken, and that marches Sanger West back to their own 35-yard line where they begin this possession.
Now I get it. Okay.
Keeping it on the ground. Gamez. And back to the line of scrimmage.
Scoreboard on McLane, half the time we have slogans instead of a time clock and a score.
About 10 seconds to go. Quick pass complete at the 5-yard line to the 40. Now to the 45-yard line. That was Darius Berkeley, the receiver. Big first down now for Sanger West as the clock hits 0 here in the third quarter.
Good job by Berkeley. Made a few good moves, bought himself an extra 7 or 8 yards on that.
CMAC offers you the ability to produce your own videos and TV programs using the CMAC studio or field equipment. Become a CMAC member. Individual or organizational memberships are available. Go to their website at cmac.tv/membership and check out the opportunities that are available for you at CMAC. And again, next week we've got 2 high school football broadcasts coming your way here on CMAC next Thursday night. That's October the 12th. Justin Garza and Edison at 7 o'clock. And then the following night, we've got Madera South and McLane. Let's take another look at the last touchdown as the guys on the truck, they've got that queued up. Terrific play, because once he got past the linebackers.
Well, that McMillan's got some speed to him.
He sure does. Nobody was going to catch him from behind as he angled away from those two pursuers, going 80 yards for the fourth touchdown of the night for the Highlanders, who are on top 28-6 here as we begin our final 12 minutes of play. Hall looking to throw the football, flushed out of the pocket. On the run, he fires. He's got a man complete. Aiden Rodriguez all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Rodriguez and Cardenas, they're not particularly huge young men, but they're making some catches in contact.
Rodriguez limps off with a lower right leg injury, and that's particularly concerning. Oh, he's cramped up. That's particularly concerning because he's their punter. No, he's really in agony down to the sideline. Clearly, he's got a calf cramp. Quick out pass. It's like Gamez. He spins, avoids the tackler. Gets down to about the 15-yard line.
Look at those calf cramps are just, for about 20 seconds, begging for mercy down there right now.
Sorry to laugh.
But hey, soon they're gone. Get that pickle juice out.
Second down. Gamez, he's got room to run. To the 10-yard line, angling for the end zone, he's in. Touchdown, Sanger West.
Gamez just kept pushing it out, and the Hornets will not go away. See this one more time? Well, we see Gamez get into the end zone. They're going to go for two.
(28-12) our score. Hall lining up, going for two. Fires into the end zone, and it is deflected and incomplete.
Yeah, one of the Highlanders got his hand on that, knocked it off trajectory.
So with 10:51 remaining to be played, Sanger West reaches the end zone for the first time since their initial drive of the night back in the first quarter.
Dan, I've got a question. It doesn't have a heck of a lot to do with event on the field, but it is in the stadium. I've never been to a cheerleader camp before, but do they teach them at cheerleader camp you can be behind by 4 touchdowns, but when you're doing your routine, you have to smile?
I have a big question for you, Fred. What makes you think I would know?
Well, because I don't know. Maybe I was trying to make you feel uncomfortable and said, yes, Fred, I've been to many cheerleader camps. This is exactly what they tell them to do.
I'll tell you, though, the Sanger West band and the Sanger West cheerleaders are just doing a wonderful job tonight. This band is filling this place with enthusiasm. The cheer squad, big smiles on their face, high kicks, and they're keeping everybody on this sideline engaged.
Well, and their team, and we said this at the beginning of the game, they're not going to quit. They're going to be down, and they're going to keep fighting. They've done this all season long, and that's that Sanger mentality. You know, you just keep going and going, and Coach Thompson's done a good job in trying to bring this culture to his second-year team.
School's only been open 2 years. It opened in 2021. Just 700 students make up the student body there. They're 3-3 overall. Came in tonight 2-1 in the North Yosemite League and facing a tough comeback effort here. Ball rolls out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
And one of the Hornets looked like he may have had a play on that.
That's
He
right.
just kind of ran past it. That was Bland, it looks like.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team, ball will be placed on the 35-yard line, first down.
There you hear it. So McLane will start this drive from their own 35-yard line. Up by 2 touchdowns. Well, up by actually a 28-12 score.
2 touchdowns.
It's a 2-possession game. But if they can put one more on the board, they will probably have this one well out of reach.
And Garza scored again to go up 27-10 on Bullard late in the fourth quarter, and it looks like that's going to be the biggest win for Garza up to this point in their existence.
Looks like a little bit of confusion in that McLane backfield, as Turner is trying to get his back on in the right spot. Newhouse in motion. With the give, he gets to the outside. He's got some running room. Asks his teammate for a big block and gets over the 50-yard line down to the 40-yard line. T.J. McMillan III.
Clovis East looks like they've got the edge on Clovis West 35-22 late in the fourth quarter. Surprised me just a little bit.
They had McMillan wrapped up and he spun out. And something appeared to have been said by someone in blue on the Sanger West bench, an adult, because as McMillan got up, he turned and pointed to the scoreboard as if something was said to him, and I don't think that's a coach. Quick out pass. He's got room to run. Off he goes. Newhouse down to the 25-yard line. Penalty flag out, and a hold is being signified by one of the officials.
Holding, number 2 on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So they'll replay first down now after the holding call.
Roosevelt's really putting it to the Stallions up at Madera South, 38-0 late in the game now. Boy, the Stallions are really struggling at this point.
Young team. Numbers on that squad.
And they were down to 25 last week, and it's probably going to be about the same next week.
Turner steps up. Now he's going to run.
Got room.
He does indeed. He's got a first down and then some. He's heading inside the 20-yard line. Looks for a place to cut back, then decides to go down at the 16. We've got a penalty flag in the backfield, and we've got another flag where the ball carrier went down.
We've seen a lot of yellow laundry tonight, Dan.
I think there's some chirping coming from the Sanger West bench area.
And these teams are not going to be getting together for punch and cookies after the game.
Officials are discussing things.
A holding on the that penalty is going to be declined. You got an unsportsmanlike on number 1 Black. Number 1 has been disqualified.
Okay, this is...
That's Desir Newhouse.
Newhouse has been ejected from the game, which will cost him at least the first half of next week's game.
So they're going to march off some sizable yards, and across the way, a lot of discussion going on with the McLane coaching staff.
Well, the only thing we know at this point is Newhouse for McLane has been ejected from the game. He had been warned a couple of times about sportsmanship, and the officials are still talking things over. It looks like it's going to be it's either going to be first down for the Highlanders, or it's going to be second and very short. It's going to be a first down.
Well, the scoreboard is saying 1st and 15 on the 45, but now they're moving the chains to make it first down from the 30-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
That's Mendeebless.
And he's brought down after a gain of about 2.
And he had a head of steam. It looked like he was about to turn the corner, and he was tackled right at the ankles.
Gain of 2, 7 and 8.
He got a gain of about 2 on that, didn't he?
About. That brings up second down at 8. Highlanders with a score on this possession could put this game pretty much out of reach, leading 28-12 here with 8:50 left on the clock. Turner's going to keep it. He's got room to run up the middle. Cuts back. He's got a first down to about the 16-yard line.
Boy, when Turner pulls it down and takes off, seems to be really good at finding his holes.
Better in the second half than the first half.
Much.
His decision making has been much better.
First and 10 McLane from the 16.
And who knows, that may have been some of the motivation to alternate the quarterbacks. Let them come in, get some plays, come out, have a look, make some adjustments when they go back.
I like that at this stage.
Zamora, the quarterback now. Throw into the end zone. Receiver trying to come back. Was that a face guard? No.
Almost intercepted.
Indeed.
The ball hung up just a little bit.
That's right. Is Zamora now the quarterback for the Highlanders?
Pass-wise, he seems to be a little bit sharper of the two at this point.
Let's take another look at that last play. He had body position on the Highlander receiver and almost did come away with that interception. On the give, up the middle, down inside the 10, brought down at about the 5-yard line.
Looks like first down yardage here. That was Mendeebless again.
Demetrius Simon, I believe, the ball carrier there, number 2. Have one more quick look at that. Little jab step. And right up the middle.
He was running low, held on to the ball. As soon as there's contact to bring him down, really clutched it.
Indeed. First and goal now for the Highlanders. Ball resting on the 5-yard line. Noah Zamora, the quarterback. High snap. Zamora's going to keep it. Bobs and weaves and gets down around to the 2-yard line.
Zamora with the quarterback run.
Took a nice pounding as he went down. Boy, with McLane, with numbers they have, they're really working on conditioning to be able to go through.
Absolutely.
And it's tough, you know, you just don't have enough linemen to go around.
On the give, right into the end zone, touchdown Highlanders.
That was Mandiblis just squeezed in.
Ezekiel Mandiblis with the touchdown, right up the middle.
You know, a game like this, it does give you an opportunity to get some of your backups in and give them that real valuable game time experience that they need.
So the Highlanders back out to a 3-touchdown lead. Let's take another look at that as Mandiblis just went right up the gut.
Squeezed right in. Bad snap.
Kick is good, though.
Holder did a good job bringing that down. That was Samora again, I believe, and he did a good job. That snap was high and outside.
So McLane back up by 3 scores. The score on the board, 35-12. Highlanders over Sanger West. And as we said, we've seen this program in each of the last 3 seasons make terrific strides. And they're in the thick of that North Yosemite League race. I mean, Sunnyside clearly the favorite, but it's not over yet by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, Sunnyside has to travel up to Madera to take on Torres next week, and we did that game last year, and it was a competitive game. There was several breaks in that game, and they all went the Wildcats' way, and I know that Coach Marquez is going to have his team razor sharp. That's going to be a physical game with a lot of animosity. And Torres, they weren't looking ahead. Hoover did score late, but Torres won that game over at Ratcliffe 42-17 tonight. I imagine that was less than a sellout.
I don't know that they've had a sellout there since maybe the 1949 pig game.
You might be right.
Inside the 5-yard line, he's going to try to bring it out. To the 25. Cuts back and is brought down at the 27-yard line.
That was another 13, Jordan Cardenas. Another battle of winning teams over on the coast. Atascadero went into Templeton, and the Greyhounds came out with a 20-16 win. I knew that was going to be a good game.
So 6:04 remaining in our game. Sanger West, 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. This is Bland. Still on his feet, cuts back, and he's got a big gain across midfield down to the 47-yard line. DeRay Bland, terrific job.
Tough run. Bland is not a very large young man, and he ran twice his size on that play.
Very impressive. Let's take another look at that as they thought they had him bottled up. Then he managed to scoot loose. And down to the 45-yard line of the Highlanders. Hall looks for a receiver, flushed from the pocket. On the run, pushed out of bounds. We'll see where the spot is. Looks like it's going to be at the 37-yard line.
Out at Tom Flores Stadium, Sanger, who is at a scoreless tie with Edison at halftime, has exploded, now leads 31-0 late in the game, and Dos Palace came back in Mendota and won that game 44-41. They used to own that series. They won the first 16 games by an average of 48 points.
Quick toss over the middle, almost intercepted.
What hit one of the Highlander defenders right in the shoulder pad. It looked like he may have been screened.
Pass is intended from Hall to Elias. Brings up 3rd down.
And a penalty flag.
Another late flag.
Which would indicate some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
They had a sideline warning over on the Highlander bench.
One of the things we see often, you see it at the college level as well as at the high school level, is you see coaches getting up on the white strip in front of the bench area, and technically that is for the chain crew to be able to run up and down, and for officials to be able to run up and down. They need that access, and they can't be in a position where they're running into somebody, and that's why at the college level you see strength coaches of a team, and they will patrol that sideline, pass incomplete on third down. But you'll see a strength coach, for instance, on a college team, and that'll be his responsibility for the day, to go up and down that sideline and make sure everybody stays back so they don't get a warning or a penalty. Toss right down the heart of the field.
Yeah, the official term for that is the get-back coach.
That's right.
He goes up and down telling people to get back.
Play of the night for Sanger West. 4th down, 3 to go. And Sanger West jumped.
They tried to bring the Highlanders over with a hard count, and their own man jumped.
Then clearly the player.
Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still
Enrique Castillo very upset over that. Turned and had a comment or two for his quarterback. Hall went over and patted him on the back as if to say, it's all right, we're good, we got this. And indeed, they have no alternative. They have to go for this. They're down 3 scores. And time is running out. 4:51 left in the ball game. Hall looks for a receiver. Going deep. He's got a man wide open. Oh, indeed he does. Tay Morrow holds it in at about the 6-yard line. Terrific pass play.
Yeah, the Hornets will not go away. They're still hanging tough.
Taking a look at it. Hall had plenty of time. And Moreau got behind the 2 defenders and hauled it in.
And where's your free safety on a 4th and long? Coach Pancotti will be asking this.
At the 5-yard line, 1st and goal for the Hornets.
It's Bland again. He was almost down. It looked like he just about slipped on that, was able to keep moving.
Highlanders were showing blitz, so they went to the right side, a gap with the run play.
That looked like it was going to be caught for a few yard loss, and Bland kept moving.
Thompson, the Sanger West coach, emphatically out on the field, calls a timeout. Brings his offense around. They want to discuss this on 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. 3:55 left. 35-12 our score, and if they punch it in, Fred, I would imagine it's a no-brainer. We're going to see an onside kick.
I would definitely go to the onside kick.
A lot of different ways that can be executed. First, they've got to score to make the onside kick a necessity.
Well, and I'm really impressed at this point right now with the grit that the Hornets have shown. They start out fast. The Highlanders look a little bit sluggish, probably overconfident, and then they kind of took control of the game and have dominated, but the Hornets have not won away. They keep battling and battling, and this is such a good mark for a young program like this.
All the way around, you're seeing such great enthusiasm. You can hear the band playing, and that is indeed the Sanger West band seated just in front of us. Across the way, McLane has brought out their band, and they have a terrific marching band. And the cheer squad, they've got a very large cheer squad, Sanger West does, and they have really kept the enthusiasm up, even though their team is down.
Yeah, most of McLane's crowd's left already.
Quick toss, deflected, incomplete.
Had his man open. That was knocked down at the line, or deflected at the line. 3rd down. Yeah, we didn't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with this onside kick yet.
No, brings up 3rd down and 3 from the 3. Gamez tries to get to the right side, and it looks as though he was stopped at the line. Does not get into the end zone.
That was real close.
Indeed.
Looked like he may have broken the plane from our spot here 55 yards away.
3:32 on the clock. 4th and 1 from the 1-yard line.
McLane takes a timeout.
The Highlanders will talk over their defensive plan. 3:22 left on the clock here. 35-12, McLane up on Sanger West.
So one more time, Highlander students, if you haven't done so, you will not be attending the homecoming dance in the gym. You can contact your parent or...
Well, that's it, Fred. They're all, when you mentioned that a lot of the McLane fans had left, they probably just drifted to another part of the campus where the homecoming dance is about to begin.
Yeah, again, 2/3 of the fans that were here earlier from the McLane side is gone.
Well, they were the most confident fans.
Yeah, that must be it.
They saw that 3-touchdown lead, and they felt good enough to drift over to the homecoming dance.
Generally, though, the team that's down by 3 touchdowns, fans are the ones that find something else to do still early in the evening. It was early in the evening 50 years ago. It's pretty late in the evening now.
4th and 1 from the 1-yard line. Gamez gets in for the touchdown.
I think the Highlanders were thinking that the quarterback was going to try and blast over the middle.
So Sanger West with their second fourth quarter score. 35-18 the score.
They're leaving their offense on the field to go for 2. Gamez again.
And indeed, Gamez gets it. Makes it a 35-20 score with 3:18 left to play.
Yeah, depending on what McLane puts out here, your onside kick, if they put the good hands team out, if they have a lot of DBs, receivers, skill players up there, then you try and get it to bounce. And but if they have the road graders up on the line, you just kick it right at one of them and see if they can have any trouble holding.
Well, my all-time favorite onside kick, we've talked about it in years past. Colorado-Nebraska game, maybe 93, 94. Was it Elam, the Colorado kicker back then? I could be mistaken. Just kicked a line drive off the chest of the up man that carried almost all the way back to the kicker who landed on the football. Colorado ball. That takes some accuracy.
Yeah.
35-20 our score.
My least favorite onside kick is when the Bulldogs played San Jose in '86. And in an obvious onside kick situation, the Bulldogs did not have the good hands team out on the field. Okay, the Highlanders do have their good hands team out on the field, and they're not having anybody real close. And there's a bounce, and
I think Sanger West has got it. They did. Absolutely. DeRay Bland comes up with it. There seemed to be some apprehension on the part of some of the Highlanders to just aggressively grab it.
Boy, you got that right.
Let's take another look at it.
Let's see this again. Yeah, the Highlanders were almost timid on that.
Well, he actually did have it in his hands.
Couldn't pull it in.
That's right. 1st and 10, ball at the 40-yard line. Hall knows he's got to churn up the yardage quick. Down 2 scores. And time running out. Gamez out of the backfield drops the ball. Incomplete pass.
Gamez had some room in front of him, and he had to get that ball in. I think he was thinking about what moves he was going to make when he got it in, and it didn't happen.
3:12 left on the clock. Second and 10 from the 40-yard line. 35-20 our score. Sanger West needs 2 scores. Hall overthrows his intended receiver at the 20-yard line, incomplete. That was Aiden Rodriguez. Take another look. Hall had good protection. They brought a rush on him.
The ball sailed on him a little bit.
It was actually the McLane defender that got his hands on that ball. On the third down play, Hall calling his signals. Quick. Intercepted by the Highlanders. He may take it all the way to the 40, at the 30. Hall, the only man he has to get by. Hall cannot bring him down. Penalty flag flies. May have had a face mask. The interception and run back to the 10-yard line.
Hall was able to manage to hold on to him. That looked like a pick six all the way.
That could be our ball game tonight. Let's take another look at it. Yeah, face mask right there, it looks like.
Save the touchdown.
So that'll march it down.
Well, Madera's looks like they've just about ended their 20-year frustration with San Joaquin Memorial. The Coyotes are on top 56-35.
Ball's at the 5-yard line. First and goal for the McLane Highlanders, up 35-20. 2:52 remaining in this game from McLane Stadium. Glad you've joined us here on CMAC tonight. Pretty exciting football. Got off to a sluggish start, but it's had a wild finish. Quarterback Turner back in there. Keeps it.
Good penetration by the Hornets.
Play lost 5 yards, back to the 10-yard line. .213 on the clock. 35-20 Highlanders. They're about to go 5-2. And down goes Turner.
Gamez just came in and blew that play up.
Blew that play up in a big way.
That Gamez is physical on both sides of the ball.
So it went from 1st and 5, and it's now 3rd and 15. Well, 3rd and goal from the 15. A minute 30 left on the clock.
Highlanders definitely taking their time, justifiably so.
Turner throwing. Wide open, caught and hauled in for the touchdown. Demetrius Simon.
Simon did a real extension on that. That's not easy to hold on to coming down like that.
Not at all, but he made a nice catch going up over the defender, pulling it in for the touchdown. And the extra point is good. So with 1 minute and 2 seconds left in this game, McLane on the terrific touchdown grab by Demetrius Simon. Now on top by a 42-20 score over Sanger West.
Well, when Sanger West got that onside kick, thought they might be able to make something of it, maybe close with a bang, and it didn't quite happen. That pick near 6 ended that.
That was a big interception. Trying to thread the needle between a couple of defenders. High-risk pass didn't work out. Some games it works and you're a hero, and some games it doesn't, and the defender winds up in the spotlight.
Andrew Pancotti over there on the sideline, breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief.
Somehow I think we were just patched into the PA system there for a moment.
Seemed like it.
Yeah. 42-20 our score. Glad you're with us here on CMAC. And we've got more exciting high school action next week. Doubleheader action for you in a way, a Thursday night and a Friday night game for you. A deep kick, and this kicker's been impressive tonight to the goal line.
This is Bland, it looks like.
And spins away from a tackler, brought down at the 15-yard line with 53 seconds left on the clock. And another penalty flag.
We're going to have a late hit on by Catoriano, it looks like.
And he's plenty angry. So next Thursday night, we're with you at 7 o'clock for the matchup between Justin Garza and Edison. It'll be at Sunnyside Stadium, and then the very next night, next Friday night, Friday the 13th it is, we'll be right here at McLane Stadium for these McLane Highlanders and Madera South. Officials having some conversation with players.
That's going to be half the distance on Sanger West. Heavily penalized game tonight, Dan.
And a lot of it unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Yeah, both the coaches have a little bit of work to do on this. You really have to keep your young men under control.
Well, what's interesting on this now is they went ahead with the play. McLane was trying to get a man off, so I don't know if that's going to be a too many men on the field penalty, but the back judge had not even gone back and picked up his flag after the last penalty that was called. It was still out on the field.
Well, Garza did come and did defeat the Bullard Knights 27-10, which is their biggest win in their young program, this being their third year of varsity ball. And just a devastating defeat for the Bullard Knights.
Hall from the 2, airs it out, overthrows his receiver.
Brandon Hall looking for Tay Moreau, incomplete.
Tay Moreau, the receiver, on that play. 47 seconds left on the clock, 42-20. The Highlanders on top. Heading to their 5th win of the season. They will win 5 of their last 6 games. The only loss coming to Torres, 39-14, back on September 21st. Hall over the middle, intercepted. Right into the gut of the Highlander defender.
That's the McLane Highlanders interception.
And we're going to have a couple of more penalties on that. I think we may have had a personal foul for the slam tackle on the Hornets, and then McLane may have gotten an unsportsmanlike. may be an exuberation penalty on the Highlanders.
.39 seconds remaining. Highlander offense will no doubt just run the clock out. Officials trying to get the yard markers set.
Okay, let's see what the call was. I guess we're not getting a call. Hopefully the Highlanders will take a knee. They do.
And that may well be the last play of the game. The entire offensive line.
That's the first time I've seen
I have not seen that before.
And you know what? I like it. I'm surprised the officials didn't throw a flag on that, but I liked it nonetheless.
So a 42-20 finale here at McLane Stadium. The Highlanders victorious to go to 5-2 on the season. Sanger West now at even, well, they fall below 500 to 3-4, 2-2 in the North Yosemite League. And McLean now at 3-1 in the North Yosemite League. So they're right in the thick of things with Sunnyside.
And with the Highlanders' 5th win, and they have 2 real winnable games out of their last 3, and then a real challenge with Sunnyside.
It'll be an interesting game, no doubt.
And this is a type of a game a couple of years ago the Highlanders may have let slip away from them. This shows what a change that you've had. This is a nice-looking McLean team. They really need to work on a few things, but I like what I saw out of them tonight, and really like what I saw out of the Hornets. You know, they played tough. We kind of knew at halftime what was going to happen here, but they still hung and played tough the whole way.
Take a look at some of the highlights from the second half of play. One thing the Highlanders are going to have to clean up: unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and in most cases it was just from yapping. And there's no need for that. When the official warns you, just stop. So this was Bland with a terrific run. That young man had quite a night, the first touchdown of the night. Hall making his first start at quarterback for Sanger West. Did some terrific things for them. Some things to work on as well.
Yeah, decent job.
He was up under a lot of pressure throughout the night. That was an outstanding play that set the table for their last touchdown of the night.
And Hall played with a lot of confidence.
He did, absolutely did. But also, I'm sure when he looks at the game tape tomorrow, he'll see some throws that he probably should not have made, leading his receivers a little too far, and balls ending up in the arms, if not the chest, of some of the McLean defenders.
There's that onside kick that we like. Took a good bounce. These 2 Hornet guys and 2 Highlanders had their hands on that one.
Gamas, he had all kinds of room to run had he pulled that one in. He's a terrific offensive player for them. Very strong player, powerful runner. But they were certainly...
There's that pick almost 6.
The near pick 6. Took it almost all the way back, and then at the end, Hall trying to bring his team back, and McLean... Gamas exploded, just blew that play up in the backfield.
There's the Highlanders' last touchdown of the game.
And that was it. There you see the McLean players with their coaches down on the field having a post-game chat. Homecoming dance coming up. No doubt some of these players are going to go in and shower and head over to the cafeteria for the dance.
I hope so.
Fun night here. Fun night of high school football. Glad you were with us here on CMAC. Fred Clark, final thoughts before we sign off?
Pretty much what we thought. I thought the Highlanders were clearly the better team. I also thought that the Hornets would fight the entire time. So this is pretty much the game I expected.
Well, to Cesar Perez and our students from McLean High School certainly did a great job tonight. Everybody from CMAC, terrific night as always. Always fun to bring high school football to you here on CMAC. And next week, we've got 2 games for you. First one, join us next Thursday night, 7 o'clock here on CMAC. Justin Garza and Edison High. It's going to be an interesting ball game. Look forward to seeing you then. Until then, for the coach Fred Clark, I'm Dan Taylor. Thanks for being with us here for high school football on CMAC.